Today we are solving a painting theory paper. This is a previous year board paper. This was given in October 2021. Let us see some instructions given on this question paper. This is a 30-mark paper, and in this paper you can see some instructions. They have given you the word limits for the different questions. For a 1 marker it has to be around 10 words of answer. For 2 marks it has to be 30 words, and for 3 marks it has to be at least 50 words. Usually in all papers this will not be given, but in the painting paper these instructions are there, so please give it a read and stick to this. The 1 markers now. The first question. Before we get started, I have 9 videos, 1 video each dedicated to all the chapters discussed in the textbook. If you have gone through those videos, the video that we are doing today, that is solving a previous year board paper, will more or less be like a revision because most of these questions have been covered there in detail. It would be a good idea for you to actually go look at them if you have any doubts or if you want a detailed explanation of any of these questions. Getting to the question paper, the first question, what do you mean by the term Cubism? This is from chapter 7, that is Cubism, Surrealism and Abstract Art. Cubism is breaking of 3-dimensional forms into flat areas and then link them up so that we can see the front and the back of the objects at the same time. The next question, mention 2 Picasso's famous periods. This is again from the same chapter. The famous periods of Picasso are the blue period between 1900 and 1902. In this period, all his canvas drawings had a blue-green tone. Then the rose period between 1905 and 1907. And in this period, pink was the predominantly used color in his paintings. The next question, what is the predominant color of Fulkari? In which state is this pattern initially originated? This is from chapter 4, Folk Art of India. The predominant color used in Fulkari is gold. It initially originated in Punjab. The next question, what do you find in Mahabalipuram? This is from chapter 2, that is History and Appreciation of Art, from the 7th century AD to the 12th century AD. In Mahabalipuram, we find Gangavatarana or Arjuna's penance. Mahabalipuram is also known as Mamalapuram. Question 5. What is kolam? What kind of symbolic forms are used in kolam? This is again from the chapter Folk Arts of India. Kolam is a floor painting. It is a floor decorative art. Different symbolic forms like pictures, lamps, coconut trees, etc. are seen in columns. The next question. Mention the motifs and designs of Kantar art. This is again from Folk Arts of India. The motifs that we see in the Kantar art given in the text is like a king-like figure who is sitting on a horse with an umbrella in his hand. Some of the other forms seen are birds and bees, which are used as motifs. Question 7. What do you mean by abstract art? This is again a question from chapter 7, Cubism, Surrealism and Abstract Art. Abstract art is a general term for non-representational art, an art form that rejects the depiction of the contemporary world in a realistic way. So this is the definition of abstract art. Question 8. This is a 2-mark question. So you will have to answer this in around 30 words. Write a short note on the painting Mula di la Galat. This is from chapter 6, Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. The painting Mula di la Galat was done by the French artist Auguste Renoir. The painting shows young people enjoying life. They seem to be in a picnic, dancing and partying. The figures in this painting are wearing fashionable clothes, and the painting is a perfectly balanced one and it has a pleasant composition. The next question, question 9. Choose a painting from Ajanta and appreciate its style and technique. This is from chapter 2, History and Appreciation of Art, from 3000 BC to 600 AD. The painting from Ajanta is the Black Princess, and this was done during the Gupta Vakataka period. The traditional technique of tempera has been used to do this painting. The colors used are earthly colors and they are devoid of any loudness. In this painting, we see free-flowing lines and subtle rhythm of body contours. Question 10. Describe the metal structure dancing girl and mention its finding side. The dancing girl is lanky, thin, and rhythmic in character. She is standing in a curious posture. Her hair is tied in a bun. She stands in a resting posture with her right hand on her waist and left hand on her left thigh. The dancing girl sculpture was found in Mohenjo-daro. The next question. Write about the main feature of Impressionist painting. This is from chapter 6, Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. Impressionism was drawn from the simplicity of everyday life. The artists of Impressionism followed a style or a movement in art that concerned with the effect of light falling on objects. They came out of their studios to paint in open air. These artists attempted to capture changing effects of light and color. The artists were attracted to subjects like rivers, pools, harbors, cityscapes, and human forms. What were Renoir's preferences in choosing the themes for his painting? Explained with examples. This is again from Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. This word Renoir is misspelled here. There is an R missing. Renoir preferred to paint group compositions, portraits, and female model studies. He communicated the impression of joy of life through his paintings. He liked to create soft, sentimental, and charming paintings. One of his famous examples is Moula de la Galade. Question number 13. This is a question on words and symbols by Panicker. We'll have to describe this painting. This is from chapter 9, Contemporary Indian Art. Words and Symbols is a very famous painting of KCS Panicker. It is from his series Words and Symbols. It is a very different type of experimental work in which space is covered with calligraphy. Panicker has used mathematical symbols, Arabic figures, Roman scripts and Malayalam scripts to create a design, and that looks like a horoscope. We also see tantric symbol diagrams used here. Colors play a very nominal role in this painting. The next question, again from the chapter Contemporary Indian Art. Write the important qualities of Sousa's painting, The Landscape in Red. The artist has tried to capture the look of the city, which is nothing but a concrete jungle. His cityscapes generally reflect the mysterious character of cities. The calligraphic use of lines is nicely arranged with colors. The colors and forms emerge independently in this composition. Red is the predominant color here, with a few splashes of green here and there. No rule of perspective is followed in this. In spite of all this, the depth of space is clearly defined in this painting. We are now moving on to the 3 markers. Do you consider Michelangelo as the greatest sculptor of Renaissance? Justify your answers. Justify your answer. This is from the chapter 5, Renaissance. Michelangelo is one of the greatest sculptors of the Renaissance period. He has created the sculpture called Pieta during 1498-1499. It is created from a single slab of marble. His work showed the Renaissance ideals of classical beauty. It had a balance of ideals and his own artistic creativity. Pieta showed unique drapery movements and anatomy details. Hence, he is considered as one of the greatest sculptors of the Renaissance period. Question number 16. How did the Rajput painting develop? What are the contributions of the Guler school in its development? The Rajput paintings and the Mughal paintings flourished from the 16th century AD to the 19th century AD. The Rajput paintings were a combination of folk paintings and Ajanta paintings, while the Mughal paintings were a combination of Persian and Rajput painting. Guler is a small state near the Kangra valley, and it was one of the important centers of the Pahari school of paintings. This style flourished between 1450 AD to 1780 AD under the different rulers of this kingdom. The Guler miniature paintings went through different stages of development under the influence of folk art to the Mughal miniature style. According to some scholars, the Pahari school had its origin in Guler, which has influenced many other Pahari schools like Kangra. Guler paintings are characterized by genuine romanticism. The last question of this question paper. Assess the role of Renaissance in formation of new forms of painting style. How did it affect the painters like Botticelli and Leonardo da Vinci? This is from chapter 5. You have a choice for this question. I have chosen this question to answer. Renaissance means rebirth. It depicts the revival of art, architecture and literature from the 14th century to the 17th century ADs. The revival happened with the Greek and Roman cultures. This period is also called as the Age of Enlightenment because of the new experiments, the power of reasoning, laws and discoveries that was done during this period. Leonardo da Vinci and Botticelli were some of the famous painters of this period. Botticelli's Rebirth of Venus is one of the best examples of the rebirth of classical motifs, and it's considered as a Greek masterpiece. Renaissance gave enough stress to balance and harmony in art and nature, which can be seen in the paintings. Importance was given to anatomical corrected human body. This was the role that Renaissance played, and it affected painters like Botticelli and Leonardo da Vinci. With this, we have completed this question paper. Please look at the videos of the individual chapters uploaded. I will link the playlist to this video. It will be helpful in preparing for your exams.
Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, please do give it a like. Request you to share it with your friends who might also benefit from this video. If you would like to see more such content, please do leave a comment in the comment section below, and please do subscribe to watch more such videos. Thank you again.